Hello and welcome to Diecast Restos. My name is Jason and this is a Majorette Simca 1100 Ti, which has kindly been donated to me by viewer Edward Scott. It's an interesting little model and I've not featured a Simca on the channel before, so it gives me plenty to talk about. It was first introduced in 1975 and remained in Serie 200 until 1979. There were hardly any variations on this, which is unusual for a 1970s Majorette. You'd expect to see near annual recolours in other bright shades, but not on this little Simca. Between 1975 and 1978, it was painted in this same clear blue over silver shade, with the only variations its wheel set, be it 3-spoke or NUC style. All had the same yellow tinted window pieces and white interiors. It was paired with a white Saint-Tropez caravan for the Serie 300 between 1977 and 78, before its single year of rebellion occurred in 1979. This was painted black and had white police tampos on each side. And that was it. There were no other entries at number 234 for 1980 or 81. The Ford E350 based fourgon would be the next model to carry that number in 1982. So, Simca was, and I apologise in advance for this pronunciation, the Société Industrielle de Mécanique et Carrosserie Automobile. In English, the Mechanical and Automotive Body Manufacturing Company. Not so elegant now, is it? The French company was actually founded by Italian brand Fiat in 1934, though its roots lie with automotive businessman Henri Pigozzi. Pigozzi met Fiat founder Giovanni Agnelli in the early 1920s, and they began doing business together in 1922. Pigozzi acted as a scrap merchant, buying old automobile bodies and sending them to Fiat for recycling. He would become the company's general agent in France in 1924, and 2 years after that, Société Anonyme Française des Automobiles Fiat was founded. SAFAF began assembling Fiat models near Paris in 1928 and licensed production to local suppliers, with as many as 30,000 Fiat cars sold by them by 1934. Simca was founded after Fiat purchased the former Donnet factory in the French town of Nanterre. It was here that the company would build French versions of Fiat cars, establishing itself in the domestic market. Production would continue through the war years, even after France fell to German occupation. Perhaps this was due to Pigozzi's close relationship with the Agnelli family and their political influence with the Mussolini government, then a German ally. After the war, Simca won a contract from the US Army to repair large numbers of Jeep engines. Following this, with demand for affordable cars increasing, the company began to expand. The 1951 Simca Aronde was their first model not based on a Fiat. It was a success, shifting over 100,000 units annually, earning Simca a reputation for their small and medium-sized cars. This kick-started a period of growth which saw Simca take over truck manufacturer Unic, Serie, and the Poissy plant of Ford France. By 1959, the combined output of the Nanterre and Poissy plants exceeded 225,000 cars, making them France's second largest manufacturer in terms of volume, ahead of Peugeot and Citroën, but behind Renault. Chrysler had begun purchasing shares in Simca beginning in 1958, eager to enter the European market. By 1963, they had purchased stakes of 64%, taking control of the company from Fiat. Chrysler purchased the Roots Group in 1964, and the two would form the basis of Chrysler Europe, arriving in 1967. All Simca models after 1967 would carry the Chrysler Pentastar logo as well as Simca badging. 1967 was also the year that the 1100 series arrived, consisting of hatchbacks, a compact wagon, and also a delivery van. It was the first unibody hatchback or estate to integrate a transversely mounted engine with front-wheel drive, with all-round modern independent suspension and anti-roll bars, disc brakes, rack and pinion steering, and folding rear seats. It was seriously ahead of the curve, and was a sales success across Europe. It is said to have had an influence on Volkswagen swapping from their traditional air-cooled rear-engined layout. From 1974, the TI hatchback became available, which is one of the cars with the strongest claim to truly be the first hot hatch. It may have boasted 82 horsepower, but this was a 40% increase over the standard car's 58, increasing performance with its top speed now 105 miles per hour. These cars can be distinguished from the standard 1100 models by their 6 headlight and fog light arrangement, front and rear spoilers, and alloy wheels. 2.2 million 1100s were produced, but despite its success, Chrysler's forced merger of Simca and Roots failed, as the company collapsed in 1977. Peugeot picked up the remains, and for a time, 1100s were sold under the Talbot brand. Production would continue in some territories as late as 1985. The car's successor would be the Chrysler, later Talbot, Horizon, which arrived in 1978. By the end of 1981, the final remaining Simca and Roots branded models had been discontinued. And that was a very hurried summary of Simca and the 1100. Here was how the patchy Majorette Simca 1100 Ti sent over to me by Edward once looked. As ever with Majorette models of this vintage, its painters decided to flake away in swathes across the roof, but the sides and bonnets haven't fared quite as badly. It's such an interesting little car though, and quite a unique choice, though I can understand why it had such a short lifespan in the Serie 200. Anyway, let's see its transformation. I've gifted it a fresh coat of clear blue over an aluminium coat base, and doesn't it look better for it? I've polished up that grille and base so it now properly pops. I think somebody has had a go at painting parts of it in the past, as there were some blue specks on the transparency. But I've managed to remove those hangers on, and it is all cleaned up rather well. The wheels were in pretty good nick all things considered, but I've given them a Citadel gloss refresh and a touch of Molotov chrome on the tri-spoke surfaces. Thanks again to Edward for sending over this little Simca. If you have enjoyed this whistle stop tour, leave a like, and if you'd like to hear more, let me know in the comments and I shall prioritise my next Simca casting. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest. But all that leaves me to say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.